Hi everybody, I'm Emily and this is my channel One at a Time. I'm excited today to share with you my October apparel sewing plans. So I have two things I'm going to be doing, and I talked about one in my seamstress tag. So first I'm going to show you the fabric. Isn't that pretty? It's so colorful. It is a polyester rayon something synthetic jersey knit is what I would call it. So it's got some good stretch, and I'm going to be making a shirt out of it. I already have this cut out. I'm having technical difficulties with my internet, so this isn't going up the 1st of October, and I cut it out in September. Then we had spud harvest. Now the technical difficulties. I'm getting back into my normal routine of things, and so we're taking it as it comes. Anyway, I'm using McCall's pattern 7286, which I talked about, like I said, and I'm doing view D with a sleeve from B, which is just a 3/4 sleeve. And this is a close-fitting drapey type t-shirt, and the one I'm doing has these inserts, so it comes to a point kind of at your hips or just below your hips, kind of a scarfy drapey. That's how I'm explaining it. So yeah, that's what I'm making for me. I'm excited to see if that works. The first one I made, I had fabric issues because I was using some contrasting fabric. I can't find fabric that will go together but contrast that's the same weight. So I'm making it all of the same fabric, which I'm not excited. Like I'm compromising is the idea. Is I'm compromising on that. But I want to see if the pattern works and how it works together. How I like it. So, okay. The next one I have project I've been putting off because I'm a little worried about how it's going to go. So I'm making my 15-year-old son something called a capote. Some people have heard of it, some people haven't. Here's a picture of what it is. Okay, so it's something that the French trappers wore in America and Canada back when they were trapping beavers. Okay, and the scouts like to wear them because they're super warm. So you make them from a wool blanket. And this is all the instructions on how to cut it out and stuff. And I made one for my husband. I'll show you. We'll just lift it right up by its hood, which is the culprit of the whole thing, which I need to change. So this is the hood. It's gigantic. It's too big. It doesn't fit properly, and it falls off. It doesn't fit properly. So I need to change that. The rest of it, it's basically like a great big robe. It's huge, but it's really warm. Let's see if I can get it so you can see. That hood is just gigantic. Anyway, I hope you can see that. That is what a capote is. And I'm making one for my son because he and my husband are going to do some scout stuff at a camp, their staff. So it's going to be cold, and I wanted him to have one. But like I said, there's problems with the hood. My machine doesn't like this really thick blanket. It's hard to sew, so I have to do some hand sewing on it. I did this blanket stitch around the edge of my husband's. It's working well in some parts, and some parts it's not, so I'm not sure if I'll include that in my son's right away. So I'm going to use the hood piece from my Sewing for Children. I'm going to have to make it a little bit bigger, adjust it, play with it. Are you starting to sense why I'm a little worried about this project? I don't know. So then I'm going to compare these measurements and pattern pieces from these instructions, which I used the first time, with just a robe. It's basically, that's what it is a robe. And so I may end up just using this and adding a hood, like changing the lapel things. So instead of having a fold over, it's just straight, and then that's what I'm thinking. Because this one says you can use one wool blanket. I've had to use two, and everyone I've talked to that's made it have had to use more than one. So I don't know. I'm going to compare these patterns and figure that out. So I just shared with you what I'm going to make for me, and the project that I'm still trying to plan that I've got to get done this month. So we'll see if I get that done this month, I'll feel good. I'll feel really accomplished, actually. I'd love to make more, but where we're already, what is it today, the 13th of October? when I'm getting started, yeah, I'm not sure that I will have enough time to do much more than that. If I do, I'll show you in the video when I show you my October makes. I've got a couple of hand stitching projects, an embroidery pillow I've embroidered on that I need to sew that together, and I couldn't place my hands on it for this video to find it to show you the embroidery part. It was a design I made, and then I'm just going to make it a pillow, just this small little like 6 by, it's a little more than 6, it's like 8 by 8 or 9, somewhere in that range, little square pillow. And then I have a wool scarf that I have knit, and so then I'm going to felt it, but I don't know how to get it off my little knitting loom because I don't knit with needles. That's like beyond my capabilities. So I have these things called Nifty Neat. Let me just grab it. Oh, I gotta get the ball of yarn. Okay, so this is it. I was just looking at it because it's for my sister's birthday. Oh, see, and I've got the cuff done. So I've just got to figure out how to take it off the loom properly. I made a cuff on each end of the scarf, and then, which is a total experiment. I never do, I don't know. I'm always experimenting with it. So I've got to finish this and then felt it, which basically, from what I understand, just means this is 100% wool, so I just have to wash it in really hot water because it's really long and wide, wider than I want it to be. And so you felt it and it shrinks it down, and then boom, beautiful scarf for my sister's birthday. So that's the other 2 things that I'm going to be finishing up, and I will show you the made items, fingers crossed, in my October makes. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Please leave a comment below if you have any idea on how to do this capote thing. If you've made one, if you have an idea on how to make the pattern easier to use. I know I didn't give you I don't know. Give me some suggestions. I need some help. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.